And hello and welcome. Good to see Chris, good to see Kim, good to see everyone else on the chat who hasn't said hi yet. And I'm joined again by Matt. Hello, Matt.
Hey, Andrew, how's it going?
It's good, it's good. We're back to try and show Riven, a sequel to Myst, that we really can do puzzles, which we kind of did. We did okay last time. I think we solved something.
I think so.
We got numbers,
Yeah.
we could count to 10. That's what we did.
A very complicated 10, as I recall.
Yeah, it was in another language. It's a good thing they used decimal. That made it easier. So yeah, I will admit I may have sneaked a little to see what we were stuck on because I didn't want to start a stream with me still walking around in circles. And the first clue I got was a really good one, and I know where we need to go. So you remember we were at the random frog feeding device?
Yes.
And do you remember it like let us look very closely at the fan above it?
Yeah.
So we do need to go through that fan. Oh, we need some game noise too. So yeah, it's I think you might kick yourself when I show you it. So we need to head back. You know, the job is like being 2 weeks. I may actually struggle to remember my way around the island, but
Oh, that's okay.
So the other thing I came across was, I think, I don't think, think there is another wooden ball somewhere around here, but I can't see it. So we may have to come back to that. But that could be it. So there were two things I came.
Okay.
But I can't see it right now, so we know where to go back. No, it doesn't look like it's there. Along this path, apparently, there might be a wooden ball. So we need to go to the minecart, isn't it?
Yeah.
Ooh, I found it.
Good memory there. Give it a few years.
So when I loaded the game, I had a little panic because I went to click on resume and resume wouldn't work.
Right.
And yeah, there was a mild panic an hour ago. And then I realised the mistake I was making was it was start all game rather than resume.
Okay.
So it took me a good 5 minutes to work out how to actually load a game.
Yeah, well, I share that occasionally. You're like, wait a minute, I thought I saved this, but...
So here's our fun little minecart, right? So this place was the wood pulping mill, and we found a really weird cavern. Yes, we don't fall into that hole. That's good. So that's the wood pulper, and we open a shortcut to it, which we can get to hopefully. Yeah, up here, and you'll see why I'm a. So I was like, "What's the next step online?" And it said, "Close these doors." And there's a passageway around there. So for people who weren't here or paying attention last week, this was the thing we were looking at for ages trying to work out. And I was like, why did it let you spend so much time up here? And apparently the advice was go to the door and shut it. And there's 2 hidden passageways. So there you go. I'm glad I looked that up because we would have been here for half an hour. Ooh.
Oh, hello. It's another one of them spinny orb things.
Yeah, we've seen one of these before. And there's like the eyepiece on the other side of the wall. Okay. So we can't do anything with that yet. But I guess we will be able to.
Yeah.
And then we can
Eventually.
go the other way. Ooh.
Scream at it. Yeah.
Maybe we don't have anything with that fan just yet. But we found other stuff. So this is good. With stuff comes puzzles. Or locked doors.
And the first puzzle is, how do we open it?
I mean, it's not even offering us a puzzle, is it?
Yeah.
Definite power cable there, though. Okay, well, I guess we keep walking. Hmm.
Oh, we saw this originally, did we?
I think we see it as we came, because that's the mine route up there.
Yeah.
So
Maybe when we first arrived and we're just...
well, that is a sea. That is a lot of water. Ooh. And there's a path there, but I don't think I can click onto that. Steam.
Oh, that's up to something.
Ooh. Well,
Yeah, I'll check the Steam. Oh, still going. All right.
Ah, so you reckon that we need to somehow
Well,
sort this?
yeah.
I wonder if we need to go down there and fiddle with that, but how do we get down there?
I don't know. I can't. I don't understand why we can't go up over the top of this.
I think if I go back, it might. I don't think it's actually connected. I think it's like a drawbridge that needs to go down.
Oh, so we need to activate it somehow.
I mean, I will keep clicking on it just in case, because it'd be infuriating to miss. But yeah, how? So we can look down. But is there a way? Maybe I should have looked up a few more bits of information.
Well, you know.
It's very pretty.
I think people enjoy watching us just click around in circles.
I mean, that is what you expect to get if you watch me play a puzzle game. It's
very ASMR, I think.
You know, I never saw myself as an ASMR streamer, but maybe it's where I need my money.
Yeah, well, you know, it's where the audience takes you, right?
Yeah. Was hot tubs, now it's ASMR. Right, so that was exciting. I don't feel I spoilt it by getting that tip. So let's get... Ooh.
Well, look what you found. Yeah, let's see if that door opened now.
No. Does this... We might want to redirect the steam this way. But I don't think we could. I think when we played with that, it didn't have that many options. It's cable. So I think... Yeah. That's what I thought we were going to do originally, actually. I thought there would be some way to turn this on. Now, how we fit down this pipe, I don't know. Ooh, wooden ball. 3. We have a 3 already. Last week, while monitoring the situation of the villagers from the scope in my survey room, I observed one of the natives swim out to a small object that appeared to be floating, but anchored, near the entrance to the bay. I ordered the object removed from the water for inspection. Several days later, however, I was surprised to see another floating there. The missing object had apparently, and quite mysteriously, been replaced with a new one, overnight. I have long been aware of the existence of similar artifacts on the village's island, but have paid little notice of them till now. Tomorrow I shall survey and catalogue the others. Okay, so he took it away, and we've been surveying them, so that's good. We have some figs. We have a book.
Oh, it opened.
Ooh. The latest ink formulation has proven a failure. Even when writing in my most promising books, I obtain only the barest glimmer of a connection. It is frustrating to expend so much effort creating a blank book, only to end up destroying it when it doesn't work. There are days when the lab is uncomfortably warm from the flames of these failed attempts. This is not a great handwriting for me. The further I refine each element, the formulation of the inks and the paper, the physical dimensions of the books, the more I realize that the list of potential combinations is nearly infinite. Sounds like doing a lab experiment. It is during moments like this that I despair. Without access to Dunny, my long-term goals may never be accomplished. Nevertheless, there are avenues of research which remain to be explored.
Well, looky there. He burns his failures.
Yeah, I mean, at least it keeps you warm. I hope it's not people.
Yeah.
That's the only thing. If he fails with people, that's not a good way to go. I'll change education though. I am discontinuing regular observations of the stars beneath the fissure. Although I've been able to track the dark cloud-like formation that migrates through the starfield, and have proven that their patches are cyclical, without proper instrumentation it is pointless to continue. My general theory concerning the nature of the fissure has remained unaltered since it first appeared. It seems to be that the fabric of his age has been breached in a way that permits matter to hospitably exchange between two discrete but overlapping spaces, much like a link. But the apparent physical contradictions surrounding this juncture defy logical reason. The great column of wind that was formed when the fissure first appeared suggests a vacuum, as one might expect in space. Yet my early experiments reveal the presence of a breathable atmosphere. That Arcturus and Catherine threw themselves into the fissure is further evidence that it might be safe to travel. So he's the guy at the beginning, isn't he? And that's his wife.
Yeah.
But without knowing its true nature, I cannot take the risk myself. It is also difficult to say what would happen if I were to reopen it after so long, but it is likely that the result would be catastrophic, given the changes that occurred in this age since that time. Maintenance on the steam vent caps completed. I'm extremely pleased with the continued success of this system. So that's the steam powering everything. I believe the construction to have been there to the Dunny, have been true to the Dunny designs of my memory. Another example of superiority of the Dunny technology is iconic that Arcturus and Catherine unwittingly provided me with such a convenient source of power. So this is, that's the lever thing we're changing. So it's actually coming into that dome. So maybe we can send it this way. As with many of my views over the years, my thoughts regarding the origins of the fissure have changed. I recently began wondering if it was actually an unexpected byproduct of the changes Catherine and Arcturus wrote into this age during their escape. Certainly by casting their linking book into the void, they trapped me here quite effectively, but I do not believe that Arcturus intended the book to be lost in this manner. Much better destroy it than to risk the possibility of falling into unknown hands. Also, they had foreseen the creation of the fissure. Had they foreseen the creation of the fissure, they would surely have thought that the vacuum it created would eventually consume the atmosphere of the planet, a fate which Catherine undoubtedly would have deemed unacceptable for her homeworld. So she comes from here. If I had not been there to supervise construction of the seal, this is most certainly what would have happened, for the villagers were far too frightened to even approach the vortex without my urging. And notice he doesn't approach it, they do. I hold on to a belief that it was an unintended consequence of their writing for another reason as well. Also, that's Catherine's writing. I prefer to think that my son had meant for his age to merely be a prison for me rather than a death sentence. The construction of the images has proceeded without fault. It's interesting to see how easily I've been able to adapt the Dunny technology to mimic that of the Ahmad. In some ways, the similarities between the two cultures was striking. I wonder if there have been communications or commerce between the two cultures early in times. Maybe Kata's people were even a descendant of the Dunny. It pleases me to think so. So this is something. Oh, we saw this, didn't we? In the school.
A diagram.
We turned the handle and a picture appeared. Note, it's possible if I was somehow able to supply the books with power source of sufficient magnitude, I could surpass the variance enough to facilitate a solid link. It's doubtful that the geothermal cap generators could provide such an enormous surge. Perhaps I could adapt the fire marbles. Yeah, fire marbles. I've seen lots of them.
Yep.
I have been cataloguing the natural elements of this age for nearly 30 years now, yet still continue to find evidence of a Dunny preoccupation with 5. Hi there. No, I'm going to say bye-bye to you.
But don't you want to be famous?
Oh, yeah. I mean, obviously want to be famous. Oh, my gingerbread man gets grumpy. Hi, Ed. You're much nicer. We better have an Ed along.
I don't know. He's not offering to make us famous. I'm not sure.
I mean, definitely go to that site. It's totally legit, and it won't ruin you. Right. Where was I? Number 5. Significance of Dunny, from the ancient heraldic emblems of the ruling elite to the humble homes of the commons. It was ubiquitous. Its presence here is obviously a direct reflection of the minds that designed the text that I used to compose his age. Future-proof. Hi there, Righty. Thanks for joining. That through their art, the Dunny masters were indeed creating marvellous worlds they wrote, and not many have mistakenly thought, building links to pre-existing worlds. Whilst my constructions have been based on Dunny designs, I now see the ones I have included with the power of 5 are clearly the most beautiful and most perfect, I believe, the most structurally sound. God, he writes a lot, doesn't he? He does.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Is there a Cliff Notes version of this?
Yeah. So I'm just checking. Since I got the lovely spammer in my chat, my chat's gone and decided to disappear, which is helpful.
Oh no.
I'll refresh chat.
I can still see it though.
I was assuming my gingerbread man when he says hi. Hi, there you go. Righty, yes, 100% legit. That person really was. That's how I'm sure you got all your followers. And Ed, hi. So you're here while you're cooking. Great to see you. No, sorry about the not saying hi sooner. The spammer just blocked my chat up as well. Good to have you both along. Yeah, Ed, you missed the kids. They were being very loud earlier, and you could hear them over the background of the mic, and I had to be slightly careful when I spoke because Lottie was having a great time reading her book. Nearly as good time as reading this one. That was a good deal already on your powerless. Yeah, I know, it's always tempting. Right, let's see if we can get through this endless. So we've learnt that the guy's father writes a lot. I'm still attempting to determine how the Dunny colour symbology reflects the superior design principle. Although superficially it is based on 6 colours, I'm convinced there has to be a deeper connection to 5. I will continue to investigate. So we have some eyes. She's reading Hitchhiker's Guide. Wow, we're doing well, We opened a door and we got into this book, and that's basically what we've done today. But it's a long book. I finally made a breakthrough. I've succeeded in modifying the fire marbles to generate enough power to hold a descriptive linking book in a stable matrix. I have linked to a new world. It is harsh and desolate, but nevertheless will be suited for my purpose. And I have designated it my... That's a number. 9...
With an RD on the end.
93rd? I've got a 9. No, that's an 8. Oh, but I guess the case, it is base 5. So, yeah, it's 98. It's not, but because it's base 5, it's still actually 3rd, I think. I think that's someone being far too smart. But the first one was definitely a 9, and the second one was definitely an 8, which is 5 plus 3. I'm just going with that. If that comes relevant later, we can discuss base 5 in more detail. But the maths class can wait. It's fun though. By studying it closely, I believe we'll eventually be able to create a more appropriate age for us to resettle on. For now, I will build an office and set up my living quarters there in order that I may conduct my experiments in the safety and without distraction. So he's looked after himself. I must admit,
Self-care. It's important.
I mean, it is. If you're going to be a megalicidal maniac and kill everyone, look after yourself first.
Yeah.
I admit that I am proud of my work. To think that is in such primitive conditions I've accomplished in 29 years what it took the original Dunley centuries to achieve. I mean, that's just slightly egotistical. I could probably work out F equals MA again if you just left me for 5 minutes. Doesn't mean centuries of work before it aren't counting. Note, repairs to the outerwear for work on this world, the goggles may need a redesign. I begin construction of a series of link sites for each island that will connect Riven to my new office on 98. The Survey Guild has finally completed the site location for each island according to my exact specification, and the installation of the domes underway. So those are probably those domes we found that spin.
Yeah.
Work based on the central power source got off to a bit of a bad start, I'm afraid, but the pace has picked up considerably since then, and I anticipate no further delays. I'm looking forward to having a civilized mode of transportation. So we've used this mode of transportation, and that diagram, unfortunately, looks like I'm going to have to copy it down. So I will.
All right.
I have no idea what it is, but it's... I wonder if it's the islands. Little island pictures.
Possible. But it also looks like they have numbers attached to them or something, some kind of designation there.
Or it's Tetris. The final boss will be a Tetris fight.
Yeah, or it's Tetris.
But I think that's probably the power going to the 5 islands. Due to the rebels' continued disturbances, I've decided to install a coded access system to all of the domes. Okay.
Hello.
I like a good code.
That looks like it might be important.
I'm going to write it down in Rivenese. What's the last one? That's like slightly different than I was expecting. So that's a D. The square over it. We don't recognise that. We haven't learnt that one. Oh well. That might be challenging. But we know the rest of them. I caught one of the assistants looking over this journal today. I'm glad I chose to write in a language they cannot decipher. I'm glad he chose English. It's really useful that an alien, or whatever it is, knew English. Discuss security with each...
It was very fortunate for us.
Very, very fortunate that the interdimensional language is English. Note, discuss security with each guild master. No problems expected from the maintenance, education, surveyors. Question the bookmakers and builders more closely. I mean, he's got tight control of this place. Today I heard several more reports of spirit sightings by some of the villagers. It seems that under Catherine's leadership, the rebels on the Black Moiety, as the villagers, that's the name obviously, insisted on referring to them, have attained a new level of sophistication in their terror tactics and have renewed the campaign to intimidate the villagers into joining them, playing upon their shared superstitions. The villagers are certainly susceptible to the informal coercion, especially given its late rebels' increasing acts of vandalism and theft. Ooh. The tram traps have been steadily fruitful this year. Apparently the breakup of the islands has not averted first the effect of the subterranean ecosystem. Unfortunately, I imagine the rebels are experiencing similar generous harvest, no shortage of poison for their darts this season. Such a morbid issues aside, the sudden availability has allowed me to refine a particularly pleasant extract from my pipes, one that is soother than any of the others from recent years. Okay, so he's smoking the poison.
Right.
In all fairness,
That's all in the dosage, yeah?
yeah, oh, that's true. That's true. In all fairness, without handwriting, I think it's still very hard to decide. Yeah, I mean, he's got very regular type handwriting, but we are definitely practicing my ability to mark student essays right now. Chemical analysis of one of the rebel knives has yielded curious results. Its composition contains elements unlike anything I've encountered on the islands. They appear to have access to a resource which I am unaware. Perhaps on perhaps a mine on an uncharted island. Note, most of the knives have been found on the south side of the village. This is the same area which there have been reports of people mysteriously disappearing. I think a close inspection is warranted, but we found that because we found the secret door. The fact that leaves these distinct knives as a sign of their presence concerns me. They're growing more bold, and it seems to no longer fear discovery of their hideout. The latest measurements indicate that the recent trend has continued. The movement of the islands has slowed tremendously. My previous estimate predicted a total collapse in approximately 3 months. With these figures, I'm uncertain. I finished writing so that would be the 99th age. And I have every faith that it will be indeed a safe place for us to relocate to. Yet it'd be hateful to know what caused the halt in this age's breaks up. Is it possible that it's stable after all? If so, I must discover how this age differs from my less successful attempts. My examinations of that would be the 98th age. No. Because that was in RD. That's...
If it's 5, 93rd, then 98 makes sense.
Age have proven inconclusive. Anyway, obviously he's just going for his ages. Or perhaps someone is repairing the damage to the 5th age. If so, it would almost certainly be Archer's doing. I've reluctantly decided to abandon my experiments into the behaviour of the water in this age, as there is more pressing matters on which I must... Hi Tom! Welcome! On which I must concentrate, leaving me little time for such speculative research. For future reference, however, my investigation up to this point is real the following. Is this like everything we needed to know about the game? And they should just put in the manual. I believe the remarkable properties of the water to be caused by a life form that resides in them, specifically a type of bacteria. I am imagining a motile unicellular organism, one with structures capable of holding bits of water. When combined with its combined effect via surface tension, stronger force causes the complete body of water to move in the opposite direction of heat. Prolonged exposure to extreme heat, for example, or a period of extended boiling seems to kill the bacteria, which explains its dramatic aversion to heat sources. Unfortunately, these theories still have not been fully tested. I remain ignorant of both of its deeper nature and its possible uses. So that explains why the water climbs up things. How much more is there? Well, the dramatic reading of the Riven books will continue. An exciting development last night. A squad of maintainers stumbled upon a lone rebel scout and obtained from him the most incredible device. It is a crystal that somehow powers the flawed linking books. Much like my own system does, but with an obvious advantage. It is small and weighs only a few pounds, making it completely portable. Catherine must have fabricated the device before I captured her, obviously with an explicit dunny schematic she has brought with her to this age. Of course, she couldn't be smart. No way.
I'm not jumping in that one.
Yeah. If only I had access to such a document all these years. Regardless, I can now concentrate solely on the writing of the ages, and I no longer worry about building elaborate powers for each book I write. This is a sobering reminder, however, that I must continue to seek an avenue to dunny, regaining access to resources that will be crucial to the completion of my mission. And then a square thing. End
That
of
would be-
book.
That would be the crystal, I bet.
Yes, the crystal. So when we want one of them. So that was the Diary of Gern. Nicely
All right.
mounted.
Well, I feel like we've solved it at this point.
We can just go and get after it. Oh, I was kind of surprised to find an entire room of stuff. And that's where I came in, obviously. Okay.
Oh, experiment time. I bet, do these drawers open? There's that thing again.
Food trap. Some kind of distillation. Ah.
Ooh. You've caught a thing on fire. Oh, and there goes the water.
Yeah, it's this experiment with the water. So it runs away from the heat.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe that would be super relevant, but it feels like we kind of just dealt with that when we went underwater like 3 times.
Yeah.
Cool. Ooh.
They
Eggs.
do open. Love it.
Also, I got distracted by the geometric shapes. Oh, okay. It's a very specific drawer you can open. Maybe the character was just like, I'm done. No more drawers. Did drawers last game. Right. Frogs.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, frogs, drawers, and water. Well, that was eventful. Ooh, that's a different door.
Now. Now look where we are.
I thought we'd be back where we started. This is a book binding device, I think. As is that. I've only ever been to bookbinders once in my life. So now it comes in useful. I think that, yeah, that's that's the one I thought we were going to come out of, but we'll leave that for now. Why can't we leave the doors open?
I don't know.
I hope that blue thing was an unlock. And then he was burning his books, wasn't he?
Yeah. Oh, lordy. Did not burn all the way.
Hmm. Do we get to keep that?
But it seems like no real clue there yet.
Maybe we need one of those power gems.
Maybe.
Right. So the obvious thing to do is go through the new door. Through the door. Where are we? So that's the island we couldn't do anything on because of the steam.
Right.
I assume that's actually, as I turn around lots, that's the thermal cap that's powering everything. Okay.
Yeah, we can go for a ride. Indeed, here we go.
So I think one thing I might have missed in that house is he mentioned he had a periscope for looking on the village, and I think that will be important. I think we need to spy through that, so might have to pop back there.
Well, it was a fun ride, if short-lived.
Yeah, it's not as good as the first one. Okay, that's interesting. There's another door over there. So should we go through the door that it's leading us to, or should we go through the other door?
I would want to go through the other door.
That's like what I tend to do in games. Don't go the way it's telling me. Even better, it's unlocked. And we're very good at closing doors behind us. Just gonna save. We have a lever. We have a very red
Like a
room.
fire.
Can't look
No
down.
wind.
Ooh, it's like water.
It does.
Should we go into the scary gold
How could we-
sarcophagus?
How could we refuse an invitation like that?
If we die, I save the game, so it's fine.
It's like a one-person sauna.
Yeah. Oh, that's water. So that's a layer of water. This is where I'm going to get so lost in this game, though. Be like, I think hopefully shortcuts start to open up. Nope, can't look around. Okay.
Oh, oh. Somebody just ran off.
At least it wasn't a small child threatening to murder us this time. Okay, we've got that way, Emma. Let's go her way. Okay.
Now, that's just rude.
Come on, let's hit the button. Does that mean we just loop back round to where we started, though?
Yeah, pretty much.
Or is this... No, I think this might be a different train, because there's no door on that side.
Oh, well, maybe.
Okay, that's less dramatic than I was expecting.
Oh, here we go.
I mean, credit to whoever decided, you know what, will make me wait the entire time for it to come back. That was a creative decision that one must respect. But yeah, this is a different spot.
Yeah,
So-
shall we go finish exploring?
So we had like how many forks in the road at this point? Ooh. Push all the buttons.
I wonder if this is his little scope.
Oh yeah, it was one I said we wanted to look at. Oh. So that, I think, is what we were looking for. Because we didn't have an animal. And that's the wooden ball we need to find in the village to get the number. Because he said he was looking at, he found a wooden ball down his scope. But that's got to be number 1. That's it. Because yeah, that's the village. So where is it? That's where you walk in, I think. Ooh, and that's in a house? Maybe. Ooh.
Oh, hello. This is definitely creepy.
Yeah, if we had any questions,
Dude,
is he a good guy?
creeper.
No.
Creeper.
Yeah, I would try and
Good luck
pronounce
on your playthrough.
Snoofaduji? I'm sorry, that has broken me. That's an amazing name. Yes, well, we're doing well at clicking stuff. That's all I can say. We read a book for the first half an hour, which was dramatic and just amazing. I couldn't have done it better.
It was worthy. Dutch. That's
Dutch.
close enough.
I once got told by a Dutch person, just don't even try to speak Dutch. They didn't want me to go there. They said I would just embarrass everyone.
Kind of like French, I suppose, then.
I can... Ed, which part of the Netherlands? Oh, I can definitely have a nice little chat in the chat. I don't know if it will reply. More buttons.
Well, another one. Let's see what this shows us.
Utrecht. I've been there.
Oh.
Pretty sure. My Dutch and say the pronunciation is easy. Just say it is okay. Ooh, and these are the eyes.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and he said, I think we found the color codes for what the eyes mean.
Yep, that one is blue.
Blue, blue.
Unless my monitor isn't properly adjusted, or my eyes are old and it's not correctly lit, in which case maybe it's gold. I don't know.
Green. I can't spell green. I wrote Gren. I blame his handwriting.
As long as you know what you meant.
The G is hard to pronounce for non-Dutch speakers. I mean, I can't pronounce half the words in the British Isles. Don't get me. I can't speak. Anything that requires rolling an R, just not going to happen. Oh, that's mean, having orange and yellow. Ooh. I mean, we've put on a red light and now getting customer. I don't think that's the intended plot.
Well, hello.
Hello there. You are beautiful, yes. You are beautiful. Will I get my mouse back? Do I speak well? No! Right. That is brilliant in Dory. Right, that's red. And then This last one. Is off.
I guess the fish is named. I guess the fish is named Roxanne then. Sorry.
No, that was a good one. That I hadn't. That was a good. That is Welsh. Were you saying my whale was Welsh? Not sure. Right, so that brings us back round to blue again. So I think red was the most interesting.
I wonder if that fish will show up every time we push it. That's what I want to know.
Well, in a puzzle, you keep pushing until things stop working. Does he do the same thing? Does he come up, give us a left pose, a right pose? Don't remember him bubbling. Roxanne is not impressed.
Yeah.
There's only one solution.
Yeah, push it again.
Yeah. We're now going to sing Roxanne in Welsh. He didn't even, or she, Roxanne, did not even pay any attention to us at the time.
We've overstayed our welcome.
I'm just going to keep pushing this. What's worse is going to happen? We can get back here fairly quickly.
Ooh, there we go. We've pissed her off.
Keep going.
I told you to put your socks in a hamper.
Matt, I think you're letting us know more about you. Is that a
possibly.
COVID swab you're holding? No, this is not a COVID swab. This is a pencil.
Although, I mean, technically,
I mean,
anything could be a COVID swab.
Yeah. Do not like COVID tests. It looks more. It's like the perspective thing. Oh, can turn it back on again. Okay. Do I think it's got fed up with us? Do we just know that red makes
Yeah, absolutely.
fish annoyed?
Yes, I'm sure the designers were equally annoyed. I'm sure someone said, I bet someone will just sit there and press that button over and over again to see what will happen.
Right, so we found a fishy fish shape, and we found that red's very annoying, and we missed a colour. Which is probably purple, isn't it? Because I think the light bulb was just broken rather than it didn't turn on. Oh, I thought we were going to miss something after all these doors that... It's just Stargate Atlantis. So we could go that way, or we could go all the way back and go through the other door. Let's go this way.
Oh, this is just the onward. Or
Let's chase her down in a totally non-menacing fashion.
cover her whereabouts. There you go.
I don't think anyone wants to talk to us in this. Just realised I had my speakers on my computer the whole time, so sorry about that if it was giving a horrible echoey noise. Did not realise I'd done that. Right, okay, so another nondescript cave. Is this... They all look so similar.
They do.
Ooh, this looks... Wait. You tell me we forgot to pull that lever down at some point. Because we went up here, didn't we? Can we get back? Can't believe that. I feel incredibly stupid. But that's good to know. There's another route through.
Yeah.
So we had Roxanne and the golden sarcophagus. And the other entrance was up here. Interesting. Frustrating. So I wonder if that lever would have worked right at the start. I could just pull it down. Sneaky little scratches.
I don't know. Don't even remember seeing it, if I'm being honest.
You remember being in the giant wooden fish though, do you?
Yeah.
Something.
I do remember we went up there and played with opening and closing of that mouth.
See you, Ed. Thanks for joining. It's good to have you along. And enjoy your dinner. What are you having? Hope it's awesome. So you said
As
yum
he's serving, I hope you're also allowed to. Yeah, I hope he's also allowed to eat, and not just.
My concern is we now find out that it's something like clam juice, which is an actual thing I discovered today.
Clam juice?
Yeah, apparently finding Canadian stores.
Clamato? Am I remembering this? Clamato being a thing you could buy.
Just looked awful. Well, I think Ed's already left us, so we'll never know what he's eating. It will be good. It'll be great. Okay, where am I? I should probably actually look. Otherwise, I have no memory of where I've been. Right, so that's the route we came in. That's... Okay, I'm completely lost. That must be the lab we were at, and then that must be the dome island that we just can't look at. Not that I can see a dome. And that's down.
Oh, maybe if we get a little more altitude, well... Oh, hello.
Ooh, can look
I
up.
hear what I would call frogs.
Yes, there's definitely life. That's where that gold thing was, wasn't it?
I bet this floods pretty easily when it rains.
Yeah, I mean, flood defenses are weak. But apparently you have a lift to get out of there, so there you go. that crack is concerning, but it looks by design. Hmm. That's not the most convincing. Ooh. Haha. Well, we'll go the other way, but that's sneaky.
Oh, there's a number.
Number? See, these are the shapes I've noted down from Garen's place that I said were the islands. So they are the islands.
Yeah. But that's one of them Tetris-looking thingies.
Yeah, and then I think it's like using water to make a relief map of the island, but it's entirely useless because it's see-through. I mean, it's cool. Someone also had a lot of fun generating the graphics. But, I mean, that's just a mound, isn't it?
Oh. Do you suppose those are animal shapes, though?
Hmm.
Maybe too hard to see, really.
Could be the
Not
same
enough
animals
relief.
again, but they don't match the ones I've got down here. I mean, if I'm meant to glean something from this, it's really hard because they just look like shiny blobs.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to leave that, and I know exactly what I'm doing. I'm just going to, leave it for all you to work out. The chat's got to have something to do. That's... Right, so can't go straight forward, but can walk around in a circle. It's one of those things. I mean, this worked last time. I think it was, we decided it was on the gold one. I got it. Definitely seems to be a bit better to do the luck rather than the judgment on that one.
Oh, hello. That just opened up.
Yep, that's what I was expecting. And I think we'll find another book in there. We just need a way to power it. Oh, we don't have this. Don't know what this is. So we don't just need a way of powering it, we also need to know what the code is. Ah, we have a code. Because I found one in his book, didn't I?
Yeah.
So I've got DI, which I think is a 2. 1, 2. DI with a line through, which is a 2 again. 2 plus 5. Then I've got a K. Yeah, I think I know what it is. So K is a 3 because it is base 5. So K is 1, 2, 3 because it's a 3 plus 10. Then the next one is just a 10, so I reckon that's actually 0 because that would be what. And then I think the last one is actually a 15, which we haven't seen before, over the top of a DI. So that's actually going to be just 2. Okay. Does that make sense? Probably not at all if you haven't written down all the symbols in front of you. And it was wrong.
Oh, that sounded so brilliant, though.
Right. Did you note them down, or is it just me who's got a copy?
It's just you who's got a copy.
It's just me, it's fine. I mean...
I was never that good a student.
DI, so that's That's definitely 2. 1, 2. DI with a line through is definitely 8. 1, 2. Oh, we could do it the other way. Maybe. So this last one was. So that was definitely 10. That's 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, 8. I wonder if I missed something on that 10 symbol. So DI is 2. The next one is DI with a line through, which is 2 plus 5, which is 7. KI with a line through would just be 8. Oh, maybe I just overthought this. Then a 10. Then a symbol I don't know. Okay. I think I overthought it. So 1, 2, 5, 6, 7, 8. No, 1, 7, 8, 10. And it's this last one I don't recognise. So it's a DI, so it's not going to be 12. I think I cracked something. So I think the reason why 10 is a sort of dome is it's a D rotated 90 degrees. And that's why you cross a line through it for 5, because it's a 1 rotated degrees. Right. So I would have thought 3, it would be the next would be, so that's 0 to 5, then that's 5 to 10. The next one would be 10 to 15. So I think that's 15 to 20. So I think it, and then we've got to add on the 2 for the D, which would be 17. So that's 5, 10, 15, 16, 17. If this works, it's miraculous. So close. Right, but I'm pretty sure all but that last one, so 2, 7, 8. They do seem bunched together.
So
2, 7, 8, 10, and then something plus 2. So I went for 17. I think it might be here.
22.
No.
So I'm going to be annoying now.
Mm-hmm.
And suggest that maybe the fact that you put them all the way over there first and then move them back
is the problem.
Maybe you should move them like to the last first and go in that order, see if that changes anything.
You have a reasonable point. So I think this is 22. And then, because that's for D with what looks like a 4 underneath it. Then we have a 10, which would be there. Then want an 8, which would be there. 7, there. What? Have I been... Oh, maybe I've been getting that wrong. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I might be getting my 2 wrong. I mean,
no.
Does it work?
Probably you got your 2 wrong.
There's stuff there.
I'm going to pretend that was my suggestion.
Oh, I mean, you definitely helped. You definitely helped. If I hadn't gone from the other end, I would never have questioned whether I was counting up to 2 correctly. Ah, and this would be... Oh, I think he said they all went to the same place, didn't he? But it's not powered. So I reckon that is a 9. That's the 98, 90 Earth. But yeah, I think that's the one we wanted. Said he's at. Maybe we can click on it? That was confusing me for a moment, the secret button to get out. Wow. Well, that was satisfying. And the great thing is... It's on stream, so we can go back and check what I actually put in there at some point. It still feels like we need to do something with this, though.
It does.
Like, that's a staircase. That we did.
It's just a question of how does one get there. We looked at that thing.
Ah! Not clicking where I want to go. It's a giant blade there. Didn't really work out what these... Which island are we on? We're on... the one that's got spiky bits. Is it the little one? Or is it something different?
Don't know.
Could be this one. This could be... Just wondering if we, like, can power up the island with that.
The point of that is that
what? That door was...
Hello.
That was not there before, was it?
Yeah. No, it was not.
Ah. So the water is rubbish. That, I presume, is the dome. Oh, so this must be the big dome island.
Yeah.
But what I notice, as I'm running out of paper because the other side has a space teddy bear.
Oh, very nice. Your drawing is improved.
Amazingly. So I reckon we need to know where that dome is. Because, and this is probably me remembering stuff from years ago, I think that is where the book is and that's what we're trying to power. And so that'll be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's... So I reckon that's in the square 1, 5. 1, 5. So let's see if we can work this out for the... That's a horrible noise. Let's work out if we can do any of the other islands. Let's do a small island. So you don't need to see the watery rubbish.
You go see it in there.
Guess if that makes sense. But we, as much as we haven't solved this island, as much as we come to this island, we haven't actually got anything from doing, have we? We got his entire history. Ah, we got the fish symbol when we went to the guy's building.
Yeah, we got the colors. We got all the colors that went with the numbers.
Yeah, but I don't have a puzzle for that yet. Right. So, ooh.
Got a big island?
Oh no, it's the little island. It's only got one square. That's why it looks huge. It's like... Right, so that one I've got the coordinates as 2, 1, 2, 3, 2, 5. Of course, I don't know where to put these in. Ooh. No, that just causes a whole host of problems. Okay, we're not even going. It's how to get your coordinates completely wrong is to turn the thing upside down. Right. So we've done. Let's do this block. I'm worried about the big one that you can't see me pointing at. I mean, the good thing you say about the world of Riven is it's peaceful, it's slow. The world may be about to rip itself apart, but we are sitting here waiting for water to slowly dribble through.
Painfully slowly.
Some would say that. Some would say that's the lifestyle, your metropolitan lifestyle, making you far too rushed. You should take time to enjoy and relax. I'm going to give a guess it's there.
Yep.
And that'll be 2-2. Do you look good in a 2-2?
Probably not.
I have to say, I don't know if I worn a 2-2 ever.
I might look entertaining in one, but I'm not sure I'd look good in one.
Depends what the aim is, really. There was a really lovely Reddit post of a father whose daughter wanted to take photographs of her crop tops she was knitting or something, I can't remember. And the father modelled them for her. And he was enjoying himself, and it was lovely. Because obviously nobody else would do this for her. And having a good time. It was a very sweet and loving situation.
I like wholesome things like that. But of course I have a daughter, so.
Has she ever made you wear her knitting though?
I've had to wear all sorts of crap.
I think this is where we are now. Yes. And that is... Okay, so it's there. And that's 1, 2 maybe? 1,2, but we'll risk the handle. 1,3. That's like those things you used to get in shops all the time, where you put your hand in it and it made an impression of it in pins.
Yeah, those were big sellers in the Natural History Museum gift shops, as I recall. That in a bag of magnets.
You do have a good Natural History Museum. I really enjoy going there.
Yeah.
I liked the fact they ordered it by evolution. Or at least the way we walked around it was. So you went through dinosaurs up through to mammals, and then it was like explaining what defined a mammal was different from what came before it. I enjoyed it.
Yeah, no, it was very well thought out. That exhibit.
And I did, so because obviously, well not obviously, but the thing it explained was that mammals are defined by having 3 ear bones because it's in fossils and because it's an evolutionary change at that point, which of course isn't how we're taught at school. But it did have a sign, of course, explaining about mammary glands and stuff, and I remember my daughter then asked me to explain the entire sign to her. So we had a very detailed discussion about uteruses and mammary glands, and she loved it. I don't know if she remembers any of it now. That was my youngest.
I find they just like it when you talk to them like that. I think they appreciate it, even if they can't figure out everything you're saying.
Maybe they can figure out none of what I'm saying, but I try, and it was good fun. It was very busy, though.
Yeah, it's a busy place.
4-4. Right. Okay, we got all that data. I don't know when we're going to use it. The same problem here, though. I took the kids down to London the other day, and my eldest wanted to go to the Natural History Museum, and I was just like, nah, not on school holidays. So we went to the London Zoo instead, which isn't very impressive, but I've never been, so it was fun for me as well.
Victoria and Albert's always a good shot.
Yes, we haven't done that with them, actually.
Oh no, that's definitely a good one to take the kids to. I did I don't know if we took my daughter there when we went, but I remember going with my wife, and they had like all these touch exhibits, like Roman coins and stuff like that at the Natural History Museum in London. That was that were quite nice.
Yeah, it's a museum I like a lot. Just to be honest, it's just a number of times we've gone to museums, actually. We've done all the Cambridge ones, loads, and they got some lovely ones. I think we've got the largest Egyptian collection outside of the British Museum in the UK, which of course was all stolen from Egypt, but we're just... Apologies to anyone.
Again, we're just telling you where things are, people. We're not judging.
When we were there, the Elgin marbles, as we call them in Britain, the large chunks of the Pantheon, as everyone else calls them, were... I don't remember going this way. I think I'm confused with it. Have the sign up saying how good and responsible the British were, and that's why we should keep them, which is awkward.
Well, considering the entirety of Greece was on fire last week.
They built a museum for
Granted,
them.
not the fault of the Grecians by any...
I built a lovely museum that's waiting for them. There's no argument there.
No, we did see them, when we went to the museum. My wife really wanted to see them because she...
I mean, they're really convenient for me. I'm quite happy they're there, but I kind of feel the argument isn't the strongest.
Yeah.
I think the argument's actually pretty rude, but we're not here to solve the world's problems.
Yep.
Not because I don't want to solve them, just because I don't think I'm going to be particularly effective. Right, so I think, going back to Riven rather than... Though museums in London I could talk about all day. We have everything for the code for the room with all the stones. So we go there and we give that a go.
Let's do that.
Ooh,
But
we never stopped that. I never worked out to get that.
Did we not? Okay.
Well, 'cause I couldn't find the viewfinder for the spinny thing down there, but thought there was a better way down than jumping. There we go.
But yeah, shout out to the V&A if you've not been. Worth going to.
I mean, I've been, but I've probably not been in about 20 years.
If nothing else, the room full of the plaster statues is just a delight.
I do remember when I was there, they had a beautiful exhibition on all the fakes they had, and they're all priceless.
Yeah. They have, I don't know how you would describe it, but every time we've gone, we've enjoyed it very much. And they usually have some new stuff to look at.
Yeah, well, it's one of the things they're far more than they can put on a show. Yeah, to be honest, I mean, I do know why, but the Science Museum and the Natural History Museum, as lovely as they are, they're not the best. They're just kids like dinosaurs and bones, and Science Museum has, I mean, in fairness, they're massively modernised since I was a kid. When I was there, they had like an entire gallery in the Science Museum of model ships. I think that finally went like 10 years ago. The place I haven't been for ages as well is the Greenwich Maritime Museum. It's worth it. Was worth a check out. I don't know how it's looking these days. Right. So I never found the wooden ball for that fish through the visor. But we need to go back that way anyway. So if we can find it and confirm it's number 1, that will be good. Am I going? Which one? I'm not. Raise me alarm again.
Yep. There we go.
Again, very relaxed culture. Even the alarm is peaceful. And we're off again. So, we were looking... Yeah, see that I think is the fish shape we saw. But actually there I think is the thing he looks spies with. Don't know if you can see it there. So the ball must be around there. Unless you can't get to it, unless that's the whole point, like it's like that or something. Could be that.
Yeah. It is definitely spherically shaped.
Because it's not... It does let you look that way. Maybe it's the next one along. It's interesting that it does let you look out. But no. It's weird, I've got a memory of there being one there as well now. But that could be it there, in which case, who knows how you get to it. Oh, maybe... Oh no, it had a different number on it though. No. We'll just give it a go.
Sure.
And you can just tell me to do it in the opposite direction and fix it.
My one idea, and I will stick with it.
It solved the puzzle. Whether it was why the puzzle got solved may be a different question. We'll never know.
Yeah. Lack enough data to conclude.
Right. So I'm going for the triangular fishy fish. I really hope there is now a very triangular fish. That's not a fish. That's...
That looks...
We'll go with that. That's 1. What have I got as 2? I've got the beetle as 2. I think it's that beetle because we found the pool of water with that beetle. 3 I have as a frog. Ooh. I think it's that one. That's the way round I've drawn him. 4 I have as I've written down as a plesiosaur, but we never found a shape for this. And then 5 is a whale, which I've drawn mostly like that, but my tail's slightly different. Let's go with it. We see another movie.
Well, here we go. Hello. Thing has happened.
Only took us
4 hours.
3.5 hours to get to the point of solving that puzzle, I reckon. Since I think that's the first thing we found was a wooden ball.
Yeah.
It has dramatic music though.
You dramatically solved the puzzle.
I'm going to spoil the drama and save. And so this is the gem thing.
Oh, there's the tree that features on the cover of the game.
Yes.
They're probably entirely ornamental and not important at all.
Also seemingly not in Riven, and it's on the cover of the game Riven.
Have we just gone there?
Yeah. I mean...
holes.
It's got holes, yeah. So yeah, it matches the little symbol on the bottom. I kind of keep wanting to point things on my screen, and then I remember that's not how cameras work. Ooh. Okay, I guess we can't go forward, so...
That's not creepy. Oh, dart. Oh, well, hello. They're just going to take us there. Score.
Dramatic moments. I mean, imagine getting the job where you never have to deliver a line in English. I mean, one, I'm not in a language that actually exists, and two, I guess nearly every single alien in Star Trek has done that. Happy with that progress.
That was significant.
Assuming we don't die.
Feel bad for Ed because he missed all the fun.
Yeah, no, Ed made choices. They weren't my choices. You know, he never told us what he's eating though, so maybe it's a champagne breakfast or something. We have a window. It's grey. We have a bowl.
Oh, hello.
And we're locked in. Will the guy spot us? Ooh, oh no, that's literally. I was like, ooh, there's a way off to the side, but it's a 180-degree turn. Well, I think that puzzle just solved itself.
Sounds like a door opening to me.
Katrina e now da saya e palo. Yapa e mana e lepo. Mio ti sai. Bekaretere wira pe yelo kene falapo. Ti sai. Why te fulupe?
I mean, the obvious joke to make is to say I understood all of that. Ooh. So now I have 3 books. So this is, yeah, so we got that at the start. That's the diary. That's the prison book. Okay. So this is Catherine's stuff. Yeah, I think we need to read this, but there's our... Ah, there we have a code. Don't know why I read the whole of this one. I'm a bit like, this one seems a little bit safer to skip through. I think it's because the handwriting's worse. So I think we're getting to the point we can end the game early in catastrophic and hilarious ways. This is where we are.
Yep.
Evil again. This is the stones, I guess. I mean, I think the last bit made me cautious of what we'd be getting in on if we did all this. It will not read that all. One live stream. The only thing I am curious is, well, it's not the only thing, because I am curious what this bit of paper is. There. Alright, quickly from my prison. Well, turn with the book. The moiety intercepted upon your arrival. Oh, name will return the book which intercepted your arrival. After questioning, I concluded that it was written by Archers for a very specific purpose. Garen will despise something, although he maybe desire to use it. Yeah, although he'll be suspicious. If you can find my prison, you will still need the combination to release me. Garen keeps it in his office. Then I assume were to sign Archer. I think I knew how it might be done, but don't sign him before I am released. Don't signal him. Oh, then you need to signal, like, yes. So yes, so this is why I think you can mess the game up. You can signal, we're starting to get enough information to know how to signal the guy, Archeress, before we release him, before we capture Garen. So you can start to do... Sounds like Italian, yeah.
Now, Katerine.
Have I switched it to Italian? Nah. I don't know. Shame no one's on channel who speaks Italian.
It's not Italian, but it sounds like it.
Hi, Streamlabs. Not sure Streamlabs is meant to come up on that thing, but we seem to have a new follower. Hoss. Say hi, or name like that. 50-50 bot, or just very generic name. Right. But thank you for the follow if you're a real person. It's always good. So we have some more books. I'm not sure that helped us a huge amount.
Releasing Catherine before signaling. What's his name?
Again, no, Artress getting some bad guys.
We have a new combination. We have a new combination.
So I think I know what that's for. I don't think it helps us at all.
Oh well.
But I will show you what I think that's for, because we might as well.
Yep.
How fast can we go? Yeah, I mean, it's good we've interacted with human beings. Back where it all started. And there's that big dome. Oh! That big dome is another way to the same... That's interesting. So the starting island's a big dome island. Which makes me think we might have a way around to the pipe. Just might not realise. Well, we'll do this first. That hasn't happened before.
No, it hasn't.
There's a door down here, wasn't there? Or is it here? No one in there. So that is the dome. So I wonder if there's a way around. Anyway, I'll do this and then we'll... And I'm definitely going to save at this point. Resume. Right. So this is what I think the code's for, because it's what's next to it. And what I translated it as was 5, 2, 4, 2, 2.
Hello.
And now you can see into the starry expanse of the fissure. But it still doesn't do anything. But there's a pipe for steam, I guess. So what I was thinking was maybe down here. No, nothing useful down here. Because we need to... Oh. That's what we... I forgot this was here. We need to open that, don't we?
Or crawl under.
Or crawl under. Just something I hadn't tried. Ah.
I was just about to suggest that.
I don't feel so bad about that. But I mean... That isn't a puzzle, is it? Right, should we get back round to our little door? I'm a little bit interested though. If these things connect up, does that mean there have been other ways to solve these puzzles? I don't know. Cool. So, that's where we came from. Wait. Okay, this room only has 2 exits, okay. That looks like...
Oh, we saw that.
So I'm
The
guessing...
word stop.
So that... This is where I think I'm going to make everything horribly wrong. But I'll do it because it's fun. I think we'll power the telescope.
Vortex up. Or whatever that is.
Well,
Yeah.
kind of. So this is looking down here. Now, yes, we have steam. So I don't think this does anything useful. Except, you know, we have to signal Artress.
Right.
Yeah. Okay, so my memory might be wrong. I only thought you could plunge this through the fish. But it doesn't seem to happen. But that's why I think we signal him, is we can use this to break that open.
Okay.
Because it can break the glass, but it doesn't seem to. Unless there's something we need to remove that's... Oh well. Maze spoilers. Talking about... Well, if we want to do a game ending thing, there is something else we can do as game ending. I will save before I do this. No, I did save recently. In an interesting way. We can climb into the prison book. I think he killed us.
Forgive me. I don't believe we've met. I am Gen, and you must be the one whom Atris sent to trap me. I don't know where you got the brilliant idea to trap yourself in the book, but I must tell you that I am quite disappointed that it is you and not Atris who must now pay the price for this foolishness. My one wish before I die would be to see him finally assume some responsibility for his actions. Perhaps it will happen one day. In the meantime, you have my sympathies.
So that's what the advantage of getting the prison book back is. We can put ourselves in it.
Yep. Which clearly... Yeah.
Well, I mean, it's going to make us watch credits, actually.
Yeah, because we're in prison.
Yeah. I mean, I can close it and reopen it. So, okay.
This isn't Marvel. I'm guessing there's nothing fun at the end.
Well, maybe. Unless you pause them in case you want to do that. Ooh, yeah, not the real ending, right. Well, let's just restart that then. Where did I put it? Oh, I put it somewhere. Right, see, this is what confused me earlier. Resume, no, start save game. Just weird. Right, so let's not do that. But I thought that was a worthwhile distraction since I failed to kill us with this. And let's go back round, because... So I think we want to turn it off for now, because we can't use it.
Yeah.
Though it is nice to know we have control over it. And we have at least one way to kill ourselves, so that's... keeps the stream entertaining. I mean, why didn't I find that the first time? If you suggested that, you would have seemed so smart.
Yeah. My thing is to pretend I suggested it and you ignored me.
Ah, you did
'Cause
last
I did
stream.
suggest it. Yeah. Probably just didn't hear me.
Okay.
All right.
So, ooh. So that is that dome we want to get to, but that's locked at the moment. Hmm. difficult.
Yeah.
Why is the steam? Because we saw the steam venting from that bridge.
We did, and we had no real ability to change it with anything we could find.
Hmm. So that's not... Ah, okay, so it's got 3 positions. Okay, so I need the next one. So what I probably need to do... Well, it's probably worth just changing it back to the... thing. Don't know what the thing is. The Fisher telescope, because that at least changes something. And I have nothing else to suggest. I thought it was a good idea. I thought we need to get to the other side of his island. Okay. I didn't think I could get that set up last time. You can obviously do more things than I realised. Let's keep trying.
Yep.
Okay. So I guess it's 5 exits with 2 doors. Because we haven't seen that one yet. But I'm guessing it's now blocked off if I go down here. Well, it definitely looks like I had more combinations I first realised. So this is, yeah. So let's divert that, because who knows? Ooh. Maybe we didn't want to divert it. Who knows now? I opened something.
You did? You just gotta figure out what you opened.
Yeah, so we haven't used the colours, but we've got a use for all the codes I've got down here. And I haven't used the coordinates, which I found.
Is that an open door I spy?
No!
Oh.
But there was another one which we hadn't opened. If I ever build a house, remind me not to put a very slowly rotating door that requires a huge number of combinations to get from one room to the other. It's not a good design. Okay, so now I have to see what's down there. Every time I click on that door. Most useless lock ever as well. Can we actually look down there? No. So it didn't open that one, but we know that's not open. There is another door though. Because we've seen it. So let's think about it. It's probably 5 exits. So there's the bridge, which is locked off. There's this door. There's the under the fence door. There's the gas pump diverter. And then, yeah, there's another one. I think that was it open, but we'll see. Very, very, very inefficient. No worries, Tom. Catch you in a moment. Okay. I think it's open, but that no, I think it's way in. It's not getting exciting. Ooh. Didn't notice that there before. Let's stick with this one rather than confusing the situation. Of course, it might not be at every... Does everything get connected to everything else at some other point? I don't. I'm not sure. Maybe not. We know this gets connected to it, so let's do this. As you know, they won't be, so yeah. As I'm sitting here drawing pentagrams. Promise you, nothing satanic.
I'm going to say the police will love to discover that.
It'll be next to a pile of drawings of fish and the colours of a rainbow, so. And a space teddy bear. Yeah.
And a code. We have done the thing.
Ooh, 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 ooh. Ooh, that's the things again.
Yep.
That might be what I disconnected the Steam to. That would be embarrassing. Okay, there's another door up there. Need to come from that side. Which we know how to do, kind of, if I can remember. Right. Finally. Bridge lowering switch.
Yes.
So what's around here? Do, 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 do. Do, 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 do. Bridge raising switch. Oh, that's interesting. That's worth coming down here for. Can't look up there. Can look up there. So I think we know how to get round to that side. So it's just going to take a little while to get there.
Yeah.
Now will this work? Hmm. So I know how to do this puzzle. We have to go put that down, go all the way around the 3 islands, or how many islands, then open that bridge, and then we go all the way back around again. That sounds a really efficient design, Garen. I can see why your children hate you. But I'm guessing upstairs is important.
Probably.
My solution would be put a bit of string on there and do it. There's another bridge there. Oh well, let's do the puzzle we can work out, but there is another exit out. You can't see from down here. I wonder how... Right, so I notice it is 5 to 11. So... we need to get back to the crater, which is through here, then down the minecart. We then... you go through the door behind the door. I think I've got this. Maybe not. Enjoy the ride. I think I am. So I wonder how much my memory, because Myst we got through so fast.
Yeah.
I wonder how much residual memory is still there.
Well, none for me, because I've never played this game before.
That is true. That is very true. Whereas
If you'd never played the game before, yeah, I could see this being a long and tedious process.
I think the main thing was knowing how to identify what those eyes and the shape of animals were. Because doing it from the noises is not easy, and knowing to stand back and see, ooh, look, that's a thing, is only obvious. I suppose the beetle was really obvious. The frog was quite hard to find.
Yeah.
And to be the plesiosaur one, whatever they're meant to be, Jurassic Park. I just went by the animals loitering around it, which seems a bit weird. But yeah, no, I guess we got that. I didn't look it up. But kind of intuition, I think, is stuff you remember. And I think he said in his book the islands are broken up.
Yeah, he said they were drifting apart, and then they slowed down.
So this must have really good expansion joints for this truck. Continental drift stresses on your minecarts. Right down here. This way, this way. To the ladder. I love how it makes you click 3 times to cut the ladder. It's like, well, I think just need to go behind the door.
And there you go.
There we go. Now put the ladder up. See what the other route is, and then this. Okay. I mean ooh. That looks incredibly steppable, but also that looks like a lift.
That does.
And that's a zoetrope thing.
Oh, was that a button? When we came back in, was that a button that I saw?
Oh, did you see a button on the way in? Probably.
Let's go out and turn around.
Good call. You definitely get that one. It's me ignoring you again.
Not really solving anything, but just sort of vaguely observant.
It's all observation. It's all observation. Ah, and that gives us a shortcut round. So he's not as bad a dude as I thought he was. That gives us a better shortcut round. Well done. So I don't know how you get down to there. But I'm sure we'll work out at some point. Go up and I think we'll go up on top, and that is when we will do a stream end. Because it's
Sounds
just
good.
good time.
Yeah.
It's good spot. I don't know if we're. Don't know how much of this game's left, mind you. I don't know where Catherine's imprisoned. She definitely wrote that letter.
We might have to look at more of the book at some point to work that out. If we don't discover it, just poking around.
That's true. I might do some reading of that off stream. I mean, for a game about books, to be fair, it's fairly light on reading. It just has 2 very long books in it.
Yeah.
Probably not the quickest route, but I know this door connects to that door, and I can't be bothered to work out what the room's pattern is.
Yep.
I don't know what the things connect to. It looks like... I don't know. Cool. Didn't kill me.
I guess it made it stronger.
Ah.
Ah, the colors.
The colours, the grid. We need to work out. So we have some coordinates. We have a grid. All the islands go to Berrim's bigger grid, which I don't... Did I draw? No. So I need to find the Tetris arrangement for them, but we can work that out. And then we need to know what the numbers of the islands are, I guess. For the colours.
Yeah.
Wait, is this 5? So yeah, it's 5 by 5 with a 5 by 5 in it. Yeah, so I've got the coordinates for them. And it's how do they go together, which I think actually I could work out, because I think it's like there's an L here, there's a big island here, square here, and rectangle here, and 1 here. But I think it's better to not try and guess and get it right, draw it from where it's written down, which we have on that island, which gave us the coordinates. And then we also need, I don't know, do the islands ever be numbered? Oh no.
Oh, you know what? You know what? Yes. Think about it. Red, when we looked at the thing, and we hit the red lantern, it was directly in front of us and the fish showed up.
Yeah.
So that has to, I would think that would mean, I don't know if they were number symbols that were flipping through the bottom when we looked at the different things.
So the symbols we flip through were different eyes.
Yep.
So the other option is it's the eye on the zoetrope as we opened it.
Yeah, that's also a possibility.
But I don't know how we find out what they were. So on that ending, because I don't even know how to get to some of these. I don't know how to get to that one. Because we only know there's one. Yeah, we'll stop now. I think the key thing is we need to then go and find out the ones we've opened. We opened 2 of them. We opened one in the forest, and we opened one in quite recently. We did it this session. Oh, on next to the map system.
Yeah.
And yeah, and maybe the different eyes was like. But if once I open them, can I find out what the eye was? I don't know. There might still be there. Might have to close it up or something again. We'll find out. Anyway, we'll end there because I think it's a really good time to end. It's already longer than I was expecting. So thank you for everyone who joined us. It's good to have you all along. Thanks for joining in. It's always good to see you all. And we will end our stream there. And if you don't normally follow me, do follow me. It makes me happy to just see little follows. Thank you, Kim. Thank you, Tom. Thank you. I don't think anyone's spoken for a while, but thank you for us. Thank you, Matt.
Oh, of course. Thanks for inviting me. It was fun.
Goodbye.